Previously on Project Friendship. All these colorful ponies keep following me everywhere. And now, the saga continues. So after Nightmare Moon's arrival, Twilight and the others head to her treehouse to try and find out more about the elements of harmony to stop Nightmare Moon. They discover that there's supposedly 6 elements, but only 5 of them are known to exist, which are kindness, laughter, generosity, honesty, and loyalty. They are known to be in a castle in the Everfree Forest, the scariest place known in Equestria. Well, if anything, it can't be nearly as bad as that forest in Japan where people mysteriously commit suicide. That's where nightmares live. Once the ponies are inside the forest, Nightmare Moon's spirit form, I guess, causes an avalanche to make them fall. Applejack goes over to Twilight to help, who's on the verge of falling off of a cliff. Then this happens.
Let go.
Are you crazy?
No, I ain't. I promise you'll be safe.
That's not true.
Now listen here. What I'm saying to you is the honest truth.
And for some reason, Twilight believes her lame excuse and jumps off. Now, most people have a problem with this scene, and I am no exception. Why does Twilight just believe what this pony she just met during a life or death situation? It's like if I told someone at the top of a skyscraper, nah, it's fine, go ahead and jump, not telling them that there's firefighters down there to catch them. It would have been better if she told her that Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy were below to catch her. It would make more sense and take the same amount of time. But no, gotta shoehorn in the fact that Applejack is honest. And we're just getting started on the flaws in the plot. Well, after that frustrating moment, the main 6, yes, that's what they're called, travel deeper into the forest until BAM! Manticore! You know, Manticore, legendary creature that looks like a lion with wings. You guys do have Google, you know. Anyway, the main 6 attempt to battle the Manticore, but fail in doing so, and the Manticore ends up mutilating their now dead corpses and drag them to the— oh, sorry, that's the TVMA version. What actually happens is Fluttershy stops the rest of the ponies from attacking the beast and reveals that there was a thorn in its paw, caused by that weird shadow thing. Even though when the Manticore was first introduced, you could clearly see that there was no thorn there. Aside from this easily fixable animation error, why is it that the Manticore attacks the ponies because of a thorn? I mean, it's not like there was any reason the Manticore could have believed they did it. When was the last time you got a splinter and just attacked the nearest person?
You did this!
Okay, bad example. So after that, the ponies go even farther in the forest, and Nightmare Moon's shadow— okay, I can't just keep calling this Nightmare Moon Shadow for the rest of the review. You know what, from now on, how about we just call him Carl? Yeah, Carl's good. Croissant. So Carl absorbs into the trees to scare the ponies. Oh, is it gonna be like that scene in The Wizard of Oz with the evil trees throwing apples at Dorothy? Nope. They're just trees. With faces. Just scary faces. What? Seriously, why are the ponies scared of these trees with faces? These things are about as scary as just putting a piece of paper with a face on it on an actual tree. Somehow Pinkie is the only one who knows these things aren't scary, as she starts making silly faces and laughing at it. And this brings us to one of the main elements of the series. The songs. Now, to be honest, I wasn't fond of the song during my first few viewings of the episode, mainly because the beginning seemed a bit off-key, it appeared at a seemingly random moment in the story, and it was lazily just called the Laughter Song. But after repeated viewings for the review, the song grew on me, and I kinda like it now. I still have a few problems, like how the breakdown at the end is—
Be alone, and if he thinks he can scare you, then he's got another thing coming, and the very idea of such a thing just makes you wanna—
interesting. But after that, the ponies come across a rushing river.
How are we gonna cross this?
Well, Pinkie, it seems that you've forgotten that you have 2 Pegasi at your disposal that can easily carry you over the river. But instead of that convenient gold mine, they need help from the sea serpent. But unlike the Manticore from earlier, this guy's actually friendly. His problem is that Carl took off half of his mustache. And now you just heard half the plot of Playing the Field from Drake and Josh.
The power of Dash.
So Rarity decides to step in and cuts off her own tail to replace the missing half of the mustache, allowing them to cross. And now, the castle that holds the elements are finally in sight.
We're almost there!
Man, I'm making a lot of dark jokes in this review. Thanks to Twilight, the ponies realize the bridge is out.
Now what? Duh. Oh yeah!
I don't get it. They have the Pegasi save the ponies in one area, but they don't carry them over the river in another area, and then they help again. Did the writers just forget halfway through that Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy even existed, but then remember again later on? Well, anyway, Rainbow flies over to fix the bridge, but is confronted by a flight group called the Shadow Bolts, aka Carl, and give her a choice. Either fix the bridge and help her friends, or ditch them and join their group.
Just let me tie this bridge real quick, and then we have a deal.
No! It's them or us.
And because Rainbow isn't an idiot, she declines the scam by Carl, fixes the bridge, and the main six head to the castle, where they find the elements. Twilight tells the ponies that the sixth element will appear only when the other five are present, creating a spark. So Twilight starts casting a spell to try and make it appear, when Carl comes by and transports both Twilight and the elements to a nearby section of the castle, where Nightmare Moon is revealed. And what ensues is easily the best moment of the episode, the battle between Nightmare Moon and Twilight. While short, it was kinda cool seeing the two really interact with each other, and it kinda felt like a final boss battle from a video game. I just wish they took more time to make the battle more engaging. Unfortunately, Twilight isn't able to create the spark, and Nightmare Moon shatters the remaining element. Okay, I was wrong. This is the best moment of the episode. But once Twilight's friends arrive, Twilight knows how to get the sixth element to appear, as they are the spirits of the elements themselves. And then Twilight goes into a lengthy speech about how Applejack represents honesty, Fluttershy represents kindness, Pinkie represents laughter, Rarity represents generosity, and Rainbow represents loyalty. Just in case this episode didn't shove that little fact down our throats the entire episode. And then there's some crap about a spark inside their hearts, there's the sixth element, and they defeat Nightmare Moon with impressive flash animation. I know I'm kinda rushing through this last part of the story, but you know what? That's exactly what the writers did. Also, this isn't really a complaint, but I find it amusing that Twilight's element is just magic. Not anything about treating people with respect or doing the right thing. So really, Twilight doesn't know much about being friends. But at least she's a magician? And with Nightmare Moon vanquished, the Sun and Princess Celestia return, with Celestia thanking Twilight and her friends.
I knew you could do it.
But you told me it was all an old ponytail.
I saw the signs of Nightmare Moon's return, and I knew it was you who had the magic inside to defeat her. But you could not unleash it until you let true friendship into your heart.
So naturally, instead of simply telling Twilight why she needed to make friends, you instead disrespected your own student and told her not to focus on the task ahead. Forget it. This isn't even a major part of the story, and I'm burned out on criticizing the plot, so let's just wrap this up already. Now we see Princess Luna lying on the floor, and she and Celestia forgive each other.
We were meant to rule together, little sister.
Sister?
And somehow Twilight forgets that they're sisters.
Hey, you know what this calls for?
Let me guess, a party?
A party!
Lucky guess. At this celebration, Twilight is upset that she'll have to leave behind the main six, so Celestia tells her that from now on, she'll report to her lessons about friendship in Ponyville, which will set up the format for the rest of the series.
Isn't this exciting? Are you excited? Because I'm excited. I've never been so excited. Well, except for the time that went, but I mean really.
And that was Friendship is Magic. Looking at part 1, it was a very good introduction to the series' overall format. The plot was pretty engaging, the characters were likable, for the most part, and was overall enjoyable. Now concerning part 2, it had a decent start, the quest to find the elements was pretty engaging, and the battle with Nightmare Moon was entertaining and had phenomenal animation, but the rest of the episode fell flat in its face. If you couldn't tell throughout the video, the main problem was the plot, as it had a bunch of why didn't you do this moments, specifically the Applejack and Twilight scene. There was also a problem with consistency, where it seemed that the writers forgot and then remembered about certain story elements, like the Pegasi. They probably meant to do that for story purposes, but from a logical standpoint, it seemed really odd. I could go on about the problems with the story, but you can understand how flawed it is. Other than that, there was also the pacing that was a big issue. The main story arc felt dragged on, and the battle with Nightmare Moon seemed a bit rushed. Overall, there was just too many problems with part 2 to be considered good. With that said, Friendship is Magic parts 1 and 2 collectively receive a 4.7 out of 10, gaining a passable rating. The first half gave us a great and entertaining introduction to what we were to expect of the series, but the second soiled the pilot with its large list of story problems. This is JoCoBrony, signing off.
Sorry.
You were supposed to go like, ow! You were supposed
Oh.
Oh, it's still there.
I thought like.
Just stabbed it in the ground.
There we go.
I watched Michael Myers the other day. That was such a weird movie.
Come on.
Ow! Ow! You did this!
What was that last part?
You going back in?
How was that? Well,
Josh, catch me! Oh!
Guys, I'm scared.
Is that recording?
yeah.
Josh, I'm skin tight.
Why did you just say that?
Sexual.
Mary Gold skin tight.
Oh yeah. There's an album here that says Marty Gold Skin Tight, and there's that.
Hi, Josh.
These are the weirdest outtakes ever.
Star Wars is the best.
Wait, are you putting all these clips in the final video or no?
For bloopers maybe.
Let's just choose the funniest ones to put in the video.
Yeah, that's it. Like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up on a cringe compilation. This is gonna end up on a cringe compilation.
Guys, there's no way I can't get up. Oh no.
Want to say hi to Leafy?
Get watered. Hi, Leafy.
Leafy.
Leafy is here.
Oh, shit.
No, this was in your face.
Alright.
Josh, you should have caught me.
No. Alright, I think.
Flying eagle.